the biggest mistake that's keeping you from achieving financial freedom. My name is DePaul Foxworth, and I'm going to talk to you about the biggest mistake that's keeping you from achieving financial freedom. So at its most basic term, financial freedom happens when you have more income than your expenses, okay? And so if your expenses cost, let's say they are $500 a month, which obviously is not the case for a lot of people. It may be the case depending on where you live, but let's use this as a basic example. And your income or your passive income is what we're talking about here, is over $500. Let's say it's $1,000 a month. Well, what happens is you are technically financially free. So here's the thing. A lot of times people think that when it comes to making money, money is something that only comes to you when you do all this hard work and all these things. And so what it really happens when it comes to making money or having more money come into your life, it's about how much value you give to the marketplace. So when it comes to the value that you give, a long time ago, I used to think that it's about giving more and more value, when in reality, it's about giving an increased measurement of value with less of your time. So this is what I mean by that. So one of my great mentors, he calls this the 4 levels of value. And so when it comes to the first level of value, it's called implementation. So implementation. So implementation is doing. So when you think about the person who cleans this building, for example, they get paid the least, but they work harder than anybody else when it comes to this whole business establishment. So the reason that is because the value is done on a 1-to-1 ratio. So their broom sweeping or their mopping is only valuable to the equivalent of the room that they're mopping. So even though they work the hardest, they aren't doing the most when it comes to perceived level of value. So the person who's an implementer can make around minimum wage to $80,000 a year max. So that's like people who are mechanics, or they work for a mechanic shop, or they work all these hours, whatever, like just your basic worker, blue collar people, or sometimes white collar like secretaries. All right, they're implementers. The next level of value is called unification. And so unification is when you start to use your management skills. And so when it comes to managers, I don't know, manage, I'm not spelling that right, so that means you can make it too. When it comes to managers, what happens with managers is that they know how to corral people. And so when it comes to working with people and helping lead people into a direction to be able to do things, you can make an average of around, if you were a manager at McDonald's, you can make around $40K a year. To if you're a manager or a vice president of a Fortune 500 company, you can make around $250,000 a year. And so with that, it's all about unifying people and getting a group of people to do things. So that's the second level of value. The third level of value is communication. And so once you reach the communication level of value, this is when you make more money than the average person. And so that comes to your car salesperson. Let's say they make $100K a year. And then you have people who sing, like my wife, she's in love with Nick Jonas, right? I want to say he's in the millions, but like let's take a Drake or somebody, they make about 100 million a year or more, okay? And so when you learn how to properly communicate, just like I'm doing on this video, or when you learn how to sell, when you learn how to sing, or when you learn how to put out movies, whatever, those fall under the level of value of communication. And so the last and final level of value is called imagination. And so when it comes to imagination, this is when you're able to make money from your ideas, but you also utilize the other levels of value to make that idea come to life. For example, if you're a person who basically wants to build this huge company, let's take Elon Musk, for example. Elon Musk, he bought Tesla and then he grew it, right? So that was an idea to really walk into the electric car market and change it. And so what he did was he had to communicate that idea to a mass of people and move the masses with his mouth and using his ideas. And then he had to unify and hire the best developers, the best tech people, the best, whatever the best is for the electric car community. And then he had to hire them to implement his ideas. And so when you're able to deliver value at this level, the imagination level, you can literally be a billionaire or a multimillionaire. So at the end of the day, the person who's using their imagination to make money or create money is not doing or working more than the person who's implementing. It's just the level of value that they deliver to the marketplace is just a higher perceived level of value than a person who's mopping the floor. So with that being said, this is really a revolutionary idea that's changed my life. And I got it from this book called the Boss Moves book. And so this book sells on Amazon for $250. And so what I've done for you guys is I have a free PDF basically walking you through the 10 biggest things that I learned from this book and how it's changed my life. And I'm going to give that to you for free just by clicking the link in the description. And from there, I'm also going to throw in a discount to get this book for $20 plus shipping. So if this video changed the way you thought about how you make money and how you deliver value to the marketplace, click the link in the description so you can get my PDF as well as get access to the discount of this book. And I guarantee you it's going to do amazing things for you in your life and in your financial life, just like it's done for me. See you in the next video. And if you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one.